All right, we're live. All right.
Yay.
Hello, everybody. It is actually 10 a.m. in the morning here in Colorado and 12 p.m. back in New York. I did tell everybody that we were starting at 10 a.m., but apparently I scheduled it for 12 p.m., which is 12 a.m. Anyway, my a.m.s and p.m.s are mixed up, but we are here live, so I hope you read my email rather than taking it too seriously what I posted. Sarah, do you think, do you have Kevin there? Maybe he can, or somebody, or maybe while I'm talking, you could post in the Facebook group and page that we really are live. I know people should get notifications, but.
I will go and do that now. Danette's here. Hello, Danette.
Oh, yes, please leave a comment if you are here. Hi, Danette. I'm glad you read my email rather than trusting what Facebook said. Usually I get it wrong when it's like military time and it's 22, but that actually helps you avoid this. So anyone else who's here, please say in the comments that you're here, your name, maybe where you're from. We're going to be talking about freelance businesses and with our new course on how to start a freelance business. We wanted to share a little bit about who can be a freelancer, some tips, some benefits of being a freelancer. So you can teach this even if you're not a freelancer yourself. Chance and Creative. I'm glad you understood the email. Yay! Danette, hello from Atlanta. So as I was starting to say, you do not have to be a freelancer yourself in order to help other people become freelancers. And this is really important. I wanted to get that out there right from the start. And I'm going to keep saying that because a lot of times people think that they can't teach something because they haven't done it themselves. But you have the experience. If you've been in business, especially if you're a coach or some sort of solo entrepreneur, you have the experience of starting your own business and running a business yourself. And that's what freelancing is all about. All right, there are a lot of tips you can share. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Any questions you have at all, put them in the comments and we should see them. We're using StreamYard, so we should be able to see them. And the URL for the course, which just went live, is contentsparks.com/freelancebiz, B-I-Z for short. All right, so Sarah, are we ready to get started?
I think so. I've notified everybody in the groups we're live, and I'm really quite excited about the freelance biz because you're absolutely right, Sharyn. We all started out as a freelancer. Some of us started out as a freelancer for about 5 minutes. Some of us started out as a freelancer maybe for a couple of months before they decided they wanted to grow a team and outsource and that sort of thing. I didn't realize I was a freelancer. I was working in my husband's transport business and I had my content stuff on the side as a side hustle. So I fully experienced what we talk about in the program. So I'm really quite excited for this one. And you know what? It was really strange because when you were talking about this and planning it with the rest of the Content Sparks team, I was like, freelancing. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember those days. And oh yeah, I remember that. And it all just came flooding back to me. So whilst initially I looked at it and I heard freelance and switched off. When I started looking at it, I realized that I could teach this because I had so much of the experiences that freelancers would identify with, even if I didn't consider myself a freelancer. So I think anybody who's got a business, like you say, will have wonderful stories to share and make this their own. So there should be no lack of confidence teaching this because we've all been there. We've all had that moment of, do we need a website? Do we need a portfolio? Do we need something or other? We've all had those moments of taxes. And I know it's really complicated in the US. You have all sorts of tax places to register. And here in the UK, we have one, but we don't have to register until we've earned £300. It may have changed. It's been a long time since I've had to look at anything like that. But it's all something we've had to do when we've started our businesses. Mm-hmm. So it's not new to us. It's not alien. It's something that we can easily teach people who want to be freelancers. And I see this as powerful.
Yeah, the nice thing about freelancing is that it's a... What happened, Sarah? Turn this way. Turn towards whatever way. Yeah, because the light's right in your eye. You got some weird pixelation going on. Yeah, that's better. So what I was going to say is freelancing is probably the simplest business that you can do. So if you have anyone in your audience who wants to start a business, this is the simplest, quickest way to go. And pretty much anyone can be a freelancer, because all it means is you're offering a service to people. And it doesn't have to be just for businesses. So you might initially, if you're in business yourself, think about freelancers you've worked with or who you've thought about hiring. Things like people like who do transcriptions or cold calling or accounting, anyone with some sort of service. But it can also be for other people, just like a consumer base. So personal shopping is an example of a freelancer where they're doing services. Closet organizing, where you're going in and cleaning up, or decluttering. That's a classic one. People who go in and sell stuff for you when you're clearing out your house. That's a freelancer. People who are doing, there are professionals as well. Like one of our customers who already picked up the program said that this was perfect for her audience because she has a lot of professionals. So they're working in jobs, but they want to diversify, do something on the side. And freelancing is perfect because they have different skills that they can offer. So it doesn't mean they're quitting their job. They want to diversify. So you could have somebody doing social media who just is doing the scheduling for you, or a graphic designer. So these are all people. You could have bloggers in your audience who want to add some income. Maybe they're not even earning from their blog, but they can provide some services. They could be doing writing. Maybe they're good at web design. Maybe they're good at SEO. These are all freelancing things they can do. It's just providing a service, right? If you guys, anyone listening has other ideas, pop them into the comments. Anybody you know who you would call a freelancer. And I typically think of freelancing as a very specific service you're offering, right? And it could be more than one, but you don't have other people you're managing. You're just supplying the service. So email scheduling, I just hired somebody to do email scheduling for me, to just take my emails and format them and put them into my active campaign. In fact, Sarah knows her well.
She does mine too.
And you have someone who does all your social media posting. Again, a freelancer. If you go on to someplace like Upwork, yeah, Beth says analyst, right? You can hire somebody to be an analyst. You can hire someone to do, it could be your data analysis, could be running reports from your Google Analytics, anything like that, any kind of data person. But what I was going to say is it's very specific service and a little different than a consultant. Now, I don't want to get pedantic and in all the different details of the terminology, but to me, a consultant is someone who isn't necessarily providing the services. They're going in, maybe analyzing your business and suggesting a solution. Now, a freelancer could be doing that too, but then they're supplying the service. So there's a little bit of muddiness in there. But as a consultant, when I was doing consulting, I hired freelancers. I hired writers and editors and people to do the formatting of stuff. So I didn't consider myself a freelancer, but it's a lot of the same skills. So that's one of the things I really want to reinforce today, is that there's a wide range of people who can do freelancing great way to start a business, and you do not have to be a freelancer yourself in order to help them get started, because you already have a lot of the knowledge that they need and that they can learn from. All right. And Scott said, how is it different from starting a home-based business? You can be, your home-based business could be freelancing. Your home-based business could be selling items on Etsy. It could be that you created. That's not a freelancer. That's somebody with maybe an e-commerce store. So a home-based business can be anything that you're doing from your home on your own. Freelancing is one of those. It's just a service business. All right, so hopefully that's clear. One is a subset of the other. All right, and just like they're all subsets of starting a business. So your freelancing could be your initial business that you're doing from home. You could be doing it out of a client's office. You could be doing it in a shared workspace or while you're on the road traveling the world. It's really, we were talking about this before, Sarah and I, about what are the benefits. So, and Sarah, you had the term, I was saying lifestyle business. A freelancing can be lifestyle, but it's also a freedom business, because you're not managing other people. You can run it in your own terms. It really frees you up to do whatever you want. I love, as somebody that manages other people, I love them and I love being able to delegate. And I'm at that point now. But when I started out, I loved the idea of not having to manage people.
She loves
now it's great.
Honestly, she does. She loves us wonderfully. But I do think it's really important that when you're thinking about teaching this, you think about how you've evolved in your own business. Right? For me, this was something to keep me out of trouble, because my husband was worried I was going to get depression. So he got me involved in his business, and I started to get so many people asking me about the content stuff that I was doing for his business that I grew into a freelancer without even realizing it. And maybe that's what I call my program, accidental freelancing. But when you think about how you started out and how you grew into what you do, you've got all of the experience right there. I've never seen one of Sharyn's programs until this moment that we could all do. Sometimes we need to have a little bit of confidence. Maybe with the Clubhouse one, you weren't on the app, or your audience didn't want the app. This is the one that we can all do without even thinking. We all have the skills that are required for this. So I'm really excited about it. As you can see, I'm just sitting here.
And Scott asked, how's the product different?
Yeah, let's get into the product, Scott.
All right.
Thank you for the nudge there. Unpack it, Sharyn. Come on, unpack it.
And just as a real quick overview so that you know the difference, our course on how to start a home-based business, as I mentioned, does cover all different things. So it could be for people that want to start an e-commerce store, other types. So it's going to be a little bit more general, whereas this really focuses on becoming a freelancer and the different things you need to do. And the easiest way when you want to compare two of our courses is to look at the sales page and two sales pages and the modules, because they describe what's covered in each one. And this is going to have things like forms and whatnot that are specific to freelancing. There's always going to be some overlap, but you could combine the two also and spread them out. So let me just head over. And Scott loves your title, Accidental Freelancer.
It is.
You just stole it. You shouldn't have done that. You were the accidental freelancer. All right, let me share the screen over here and open things up. One thing
Sharyn's paused. So I'm actually, while Sharyn's frozen, and I'm hoping that I'm not frozen, because that would be really freakily horrible, I'm just going to open up the folder, and then I will attempt to share screen with you. And just as I say this, my folders are not easily found Right. Thank you, Danette. I'm not frozen. Excellent. I'm just finding the freelancer one now. The trouble is, I've got so many in my. Hey, she's back! Yay! It's taken me this long to find the freelance folder because I shut it down when you started opening yours up. I thought I don't need mine now.
All right. Hopefully it'll be okay now. I closed out a bunch of things. I don't know why my internet would have a problem. I've been so good for so long. All right. So did I interrupt anything important?
No, I was just chatting while I was finding the screen so I could share it.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say I'm gonna open up the action guide, and then I can also show some of the other things that are in here. So there's also, because in this particular one, there's not just an action guide. I was saying to Scott that there's also some other things like a finances spreadsheet, at being able to do a project estimate, so a little template, or invoices, a little branding blueprint, introductory emails. There's a variety of different things. And I did a sneak peek where I went into a lot of them on the main sales page. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail here, but you can see in the action guide, actually you could see better if I open up the main graphic. So we always do these overview infographics in here. We do a general course map, and you can obviously edit this however you want. So this gives the overview of the modules. Can you see it better if I do it full screen?
Oh, that's wonderful.
And you can see that they go into choose your niche and target audience, get a handle on your finances to know what all this is going to cost, and estimate your monthly costs, estimate your minimum rate, so your minimum hourly rate, and then a target hourly rate. So that's important. Set up your operations and administration. This is not going to be complicated as a freelancer. You develop your brand, you market your business, you find clients. And then you also need to maintain those relationships. So those are the main modules in there. And then we also have that overview infographic in here, which is going to be a little harder to read, but you'll see that we give that infographic where it, let's see if I can make that bigger. Can you read that?
Yep, that's readable.
So there you can see, and this is a great tool for being able to walk through the course with anyone that's interested in buying it, or if you want to explain it like I'm doing now. So first they go into identifying your niche. You choose a niche, you define your target audience. You get a handle on your finances by looking at your expenses and establishing your rate, setting up an accounting system. So you might want to use a cloud-based one or just an Excel spreadsheet, and setting some targets. That always helps when you're doing any kind of business, setting some targets for yourself. And then we have the operations. So this is a place where you're always going to have to customize it a bit and give people resources based on where you are and where your audience is. So do they have to register their name and set up a bank account, a business bank account? What other kind of administration or infrastructure they need? And there's more detail on that in the course. Choosing your office space as well. So it could be home-based. It could be somewhere else. Freelance brand, we've got a little bit of a brand blueprint in there, a nice simple document. We're not going into huge detail again. You always need your UVP, your unique value proposition. How are you different from the other freelancers? You need a business name and URL. You need a visual identity. All right, things like a logo and some colors and stuff. Basic business stuff for a freelancer, just like anyone else, you want to do that. Marketing, you want to have a website. Again, simple website, doesn't take much, just a few pages, especially an about page and a portfolio page. And this works really well with our other course on strategic website content, because that talks about the main pages you need on a site. So if you want it, there are lots and lots of opportunities here to build on this course and add on other ones and other training for people once they get going. But you can get them started really quickly with this. They don't need to do a lot. They need to have all their social media profiles set up, and consistent as well, and start going in and posting there. And then actually finding clients, it goes through some basic stuff to get them started. Again, reaching out to existing contacts I can't speak today, contacts they have, joining groups. A lot of freelancers get their clients from just being in professional groups or networking on social media groups or in-person networking. A lot of people only do that to get their clients, and then it's all word of mouth after that. And then you have to actually reach out to people. So there's an email template in there. Again, simple. You're not sending an essay to potential clients or you turn them off immediately. My favorite is that second one, the joining professional groups, because you get a lot of referrals. And then there's maintaining relationships. And this is really important too. We can share, Sarah, you and I can share some of our tips too, but setting office hours and boundaries is extremely important as a freelancer, so that you do have boundaries for yourself and with clients. Being friendly but firm, staying top of mind, these are all important for the success of the relationship and keep maintaining that. So this is the brief overview from this one graphic that you'll get. And when you customize the course, this is a good one to customize to you and whatever you change in the course. Okay. Let's see. What else, Sarah? What else shall I show? I was showing the action guide, but that's just the worksheets.
Can you undo the expansion pack? Because I want to look at the quizzes.
Oh, we're jumping straight to the expansion pack?
Straight to the expansion pack.
Okay, I did mention there's all these, but you can watch the sneak peek video on the sales page if you really want to see everything. And Scott said, awesome pairing to your business plan builder. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great one for starting out, again, with somebody who wants a really quick business, that freelance business, and then building on from there. So helping them with their business plan. And then as you move on and they're ready for more tactics, teaching them more marketing tactics, but get them off to that fast start. Then they have income coming in, cash flow, and they can start investing in themselves and building their business. So you want to see the upgrade pack. We call it an upgrade pack when it's the blazes, and we call it an expansion pack for the beacons, just our internal terminology, not to confuse you. But in the upgrade pack, we have those module quizzes, which Sarah, you want to see?
I do, because I haven't unwrapped these ones yet.
Okay.
I love these, because these are the sort of things that you can just pull one out, and where it says lesson 4, you've got those there, and you can jump on a live stream and you can say, okay, then I'm going to have a little quiz. How many of you here are freelancers? Leave me a comment if you're a freelancer. Okay, then true or false? Should you wait to officially launch your business before you do this?
Sorry.
You've moved. And should you wait until you officially launch to set up your operations and administration, right? And then you'll have people talking on the live stream and creating buzz. So whilst it is a module thing, it's something that's really good at creating engagement. And then saying to people, well, how many answers did you get? We had 3 questions. Who got 100%? You're brilliant. You're freelancing superstars. How many of you got less than 100%? Okay, perhaps you need to consider coming on and taking this program. And when you do the little quizzes, people see the gaps in their knowledge, and that's really, really good for them, because then they can justify in their mind their investment. Oh, I took that quiz. I didn't get any one of them answered correctly. I do want to do something, but I do need some training and support to help me get there. And you're the person that's enabled them to have those realizations. So it's only natural that they're going to want to come and work with you.
Yep. And you, of course, use them differently than we design them, which just shows that you can use them however you want. And you wouldn't necessarily use all of them if you're doing them as a pre-selling exercise and discussion, but you can use them in an online course, just loading them into something like Teachable or LearnDash or New Zenler, whichever program you're using for your online course, because any good one has that quiz function. So at the end of each module, people can test their knowledge, or you could do it in between modules, because I love the teaching live initially before you have videos and a self-paced course, teaching live and then having a discussion in between with your cohort group, your student group that's going through all at the same time. So lots of different ways you can use this sort of quiz.
Yeah. And you don't need to just choose one section. You can have like one question out of each of the modules and use that as your opt-in. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to pick one out and how ready are you to be a freelancer, that sort of thing.
Yep. You could have things like here's the question. This question is, what are two of the most important templates you will create for your freelance business? Choose two. And of course, the correct ones are an estimate template and an invoice template. And then you can have a whole discussion over why are those the most important. And then, of course, if you're in the course, you're going to get templates that you can work with and customize. Or, which items do you have to include in your estimate? That is a whole big discussion all on its own. Because when you're doing an estimate as a freelancer, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you don't do a good job on that estimate. And if you don't really specify what's in scope or out of scope. And that's similar to if you're a consultant or a coach. It's the same skills. That's why we say you don't have to be a freelancer to be able to teach this, because you already know what can happen when you're not specific about what's involved in a project. How many hours are you going to actually spend on a certain service each month? How many emails are you going to write? How many versions of a logo are you going to be, doing for somebody? How many revisions? For an analyst, how long are you going to spend analyzing, or what reports are you going to generate specifically? If you make it too open-ended, you end up with all your hours being spent, and you're way off the estimate. Oh, I love what Scott said. Life is short. Start with dessert. Love your expansion pack.
Yay, glad it's not just me, Scott.
We didn't really start with dessert because there's surprises too.
Yeah, I think it's a really valuable program that's put together here, particularly if you've got the templates. And I can remember when Kevin got his first customer and he said, "Oh, have you got an invoice?" And I said, "No." And he says, "Oh, can you knock one up?" And I said, "No." And
sorry, very English terminology there. Okay. Knock one out. You said.
So no, I couldn't go over and create it on the fly because I'd never actually worked for anybody who had to generate an invoice. I'd run pubs, but I never generated invoices for that. I was the overall manager. I never even see an invoice. That was taken care of by the brewery. And then I worked in recruitment and never issued an invoice there. We had somebody that did that. I couldn't even tell you who did that because it just so wasn't relevant to me. Yet here I was in my husband's business and he's expecting me to know how to do an invoice. Invoice? Really? Is that my job? Can we just not get someone in to do that? Well, yeah, you can, but you have to start out knowing how to do the invoice. And
there are a lot of templates. There are tons of templates online. Word has templates in there. So it's a really easy thing to do. But being specific about what's included is really important, especially in the estimate ones, the project estimates.
Yeah.
And packaging up your services and how you're going to sell them and the best way to do that. So.
And just having these available for your would-be freelancers is a really good thing. You're saving them hours on Google. You're saving them heaps of time running around like I was going, invoices, it's not my job. It's not my job. Can somebody get it in?
All right. What else do you want to see?
Okay, so we've looked at that. Tell us about the bonuses, Sharyn. If we get the main course and we have dessert, what else do we get?
Ooh, okay. So I'm over on the sales page at the moment just to show you. So there's information on the sales page about the launch bonus, which then you can see all these module overviews, which is why we're trying not to overwhelm you here. So early bird bonus, this is for the fast action takers, right? So this is one of our 5-day challenge kits, which everybody loves, 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 loves. And in there is a surprise bonus that is not mentioned on here. So on the sales page, so you guys are the only ones finding out about it in advance. And let me open that. Where's the bonus? There's an upgrade bonus. There's a launch bonus, which I have in here somewhere. Am I staring at it? There's the challenge. So there's the challenge, right? See? Emails for every single day. So there's daily challenge email topics. This follows along with your opt-in report. So in the lead generation materials, you get this lead magnet. It's an opt-in report, but it also comes in a slideshow. So you can, and in a cheat sheet, an outline. So you can run it as a little webinar or live stream. But if you get the Blaze package during this launch week, the first few days, you also get it as a challenge set up. So all these emails, so you could take the slides that you have in your lead generation material and do little live streams. You can use the things set up as emails and send those out, use those as a live stream script. There's action steps at the end of each, and we've given you worksheets. And the other nice thing about having the challenge already set up for you is there are also promo emails at the end. So there's one that has all sorts of placeholders. So it's only almost like a mini sales page for you. And then there's one following one. So you do 2 at the end. So if you run it as, say, a series of live streams, you can be talking this through as well as sending it in follow-up emails. And Sarah, you do these all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I have lots of mini little challenges, and some of them I deliver live, and some of them I bought a little program software thing a few months back that you can record them and pre-record them and put them in, and it releases them 1 per day, and it's set up with gamification and that. And I really like them because it gets people thinking. And the one thing that I've found with prospects, clients, whatever, is they need to think and apply what they're thinking about to their own situation. And if you said to somebody, do you want to become a freelancer? The answer is going to be instantly no. And unless you've got somebody who's really buzzing and jumping around and saying, I want to be a freelancer. And you go up to them and say, do you want to be a freelancer? And the answer is yes, yes, yes. But mostly people's intuition instinctively is to say no. They're frightened they're going to be sold to. So when you have a challenge and you're getting them to think about their situation, the freelance mindset, and evaluating their skills, and just getting them into that, what have I got, can I do this sounds interesting, it'll make a difference to my life. You're not having to do a huge, great big sales pitch on them, because it is something they're gravitating towards. And it's so much better for them knowing it was their decision and not feeling pressured. And the challenges, the way they're laid out, means they're not feeling pressured. They're learning something, applying something, and seeing how it fits into their goals, their plans, their lives, and they're feeling a natural pull towards it. So yeah, I love them. I really recommend them. Even if all you ever did was deliver challenges, you've got loads with Sharyn's stuff. What, about 12 programs have challenges with them now?
More than that, I think.
Yeah, so you could
doing them for a while now, because once we started, they were so popular that people kept asking us. So now also sometimes when we do an update, we'll add one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could potentially teach a challenge once every 2 weeks and have a huge momentum of building your email list. Even if you never pitch them anything, just delivering the challenge is enough to build your email list and build incredible trust with your audience. And at the end of it, you could probably pitch them a year-long mastermind, especially if you've given them 6 months worth of challenges and got them changing their mindset, thinking, and all of that. And at the end of 6 months of all these challenges and amazing shifts they've made, you said, oh, by the way, do you want to come and join my mastermind? They've had so much value from you, they're going to say yes. So I really love them. I think they're amazing. But then I have been delivering them since 2007 with my blogging challenge. So, you know, I'm biased.
Just a little bit. And 5 days is a good length of time as well, because it's nice and simple. Can I show the surprise bonus?
Oh, go on then, if you have to.
So this is a very last minute thing we added because Sarah just actually on our VIP call, someone asked. So we have this little VIP group that any customer can sign up for, where we have twice a month these small group calls, and it's a very intimate group. And you can also watch the replays. So a lot of people also watch the replays, but we have discussions that go kind of all over the place with growing your business. And one thing that people asked for was more summaries, little summaries for social media posts. So what we did for surprise bonus is we took the blog posts from your lead generation materials and ran them through a summarizer tool that Sarah has that I have to get. Where is it? Here we go, blog post summaries. And then of course we edited them and all that fun stuff. And then you can see that here's one blog post summary. There are these little paragraphs that go along. And these are actually, Sarah, I'm going to let you talk about this, but I just want to point out that these are small snippets that you can use in different places that will then drive traffic to that blog post. So you want to keep sharing that blog post, not just once. Don't just put it up there once. That's why there are services like Missing Letter and stuff that will help you schedule sharing your blog posts over the course of a year at different points, because you want to keep getting traffic to it. But this is going to help you with that. So Sarah, tell us how it works.
Okay. With these summaries, I was sitting there thinking initially, oh, they're a fantastic way to promote the blog post long after you've published it. You know, you can just schedule them. And then I was thinking, well, perhaps this has to be something a little beyond Twitter. So we've got slightly larger summaries, and yes, they can still be used as tweets. But each summary, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, belonging to the first blog post around mistakes. And that means you can put them out on LinkedIn and link back to the mistakes blog post on your website. And then I was thinking to myself, do you know what? Where else can we put these that can drive traffic back to our website? And then we can just open up Canva and create some pins for Pinterest, and we can just take the summary and pop them onto the pin, add the title of the blog post, and drive the traffic over there. So not only do we get to use them on LinkedIn, we can turn them into pins, we can turn them into Instagram images. And then I got caught up in the whole big Instagram announcement that it's now no longer a photo sharing app. It's video and entertainment. It's TikTok, but not called TikTok. And I thought to myself, well, how else can we use these summaries? And reels are really popular. And if you're the kind of person that's happy to open up and talk live for 15 to 30 seconds, these little summaries are absolutely perfect for that. They're like teeny tiny mini scripts for reels that give you the idea that you can just fire up Instagram on your phone and say, charging too little? If you're a freelancer, you don't have to. In my blog post, I'm going to show you how to avoid charging too little. Now, if you're a freelancer and you're making lots of mistakes or think you might be, hop on over to www.freelancingbiz.com / whatever. I'm still breaking the office. And you will be able to see this post. So you can actually use them on loads of social media platforms. And you might want to actually get in a VA and say, do magical things with this, because this is a part that you can actually outsource. You don't have to do it yourself.
You can hire a freelancer to do it for you.
Hire a freelancer. Yay.
Exactly.
So it's a really wonderful little thing. And of course, if you don't want to use the content that we supply because you don't blog or whatever, you can actually use the summary framework to put it over on LinkedIn and have it as an article there. Or you can use it as a script for a live stream. And every time it will be different because it's a summary and not the entire content. You're not reading from a script. You're just going with the flow. Now, I realise for some people going with the flow is difficult. It's took me a whole lifetime to get to go with the flow. So, and if you're looking for the script, then you can use the blog post and use it as a script. And just remember to edit in some, tell me where you're from, and some of the engagement aspects. But the summaries are fantastic. If you're sitting there and thinking, gosh, I don't know what to talk about today, you can just open the summaries and go through it with them. And there are 5 in there, one for every single blog post. So if they've all got 5 in, that's 25 summaries. That's 25 live streams. That's almost a whole month's worth of marketing content.
Yeah, I think there may be more than that in some. But the trick with these, as Sarah was saying, is you can use them as a script. Here's an idea. So, I guess it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can use them as a script, but as you're learning how to go with the flow, you still want to try and make it sound like you. So a blog post is written, as a blog post. But as you learn how to read through it, you throw in just, okay, now this, and I understand that, and just make it sound more natural, which is hard to do initially. But if you say it out loud before you do it, you'll start to find those places where you could add a little something, or like Sarah, you said, add in the, what do you guys think? Or do a little poll, depending on how many people you have on. And you can even say that anyway, like if you don't have people on live and you're doing it as a live stream, you can say, hey, what do you guys think? Give me an example of what you do, pop it in the comments. And that way, if you don't have a lot of people on, you can still get the comments afterwards, because people will still comment and they're going to watch the replays. Okay. And then you have the video too. Scott said, I can see many upsells and affiliate program opportunities. Yeah, because you're going to be recommending resources to people. So you want to sign up as an affiliate, which Sarah, you told me to do for the summarizer tool, and I haven't done it. When Danette asked, what's it called? So this is the perfect opportunity, it would be for me to share my affiliate link, which I don't have.
But I think
it was Storito, right? I said
Storito is for scheduling stories on Instagram.
Forget that I said that.
You need to go to SaaSmantra.com, and it's a lifetime deal site, and they have a product there called Geni, and Geni is the summarizing tool.
Okay, you're going to have to write that down because I missed that. SaaSmantra.com?
Yeah, there's a little blue genie on it. That's it.
Like
that's
that?
Yep.
Yeah, and then what?
I believe it's on the front page. It says Gene, Genei. I think that's Geni. That's how I think it could be meant to be Genie, but I'm not pronouncing
like that. And why am I showing up as 2 different? Oh, because one's on YouTube. This is funny. I have 2 different images. Let me see if, why don't you try and pull it up?
Yeah, well, I've got it here.
I do want to show the extra bonus we have going on, which nobody knows about at all. And only you guys are going to hear about. But
So
after Sarah shares this.
Jean something.
Oh, how is that spelled? Jean? Can you share it? I'm going to add it to the stream. Oh, so it's not Jeannie, it's Jeanne. Or someone that doesn't know how to spell, which is also possible.
Or the domain name was taken. You know how it is.
Yeah, depending on where it's from, sometimes people just spell it incorrectly, and that's it. It's the name of the brand and the product. Okay, they must have had a reason to call it that.
Yeah. So you save your document as a PDF, upload it, or if it's a blog post already on your site, you add in the URL and then it extracts it. I'll stop the share. And whilst you're talking, Sharyn, I'll open it on my computer and we can summarize something if you like.
All right. Well, I am going to share something else first.
Okay.
So one thing that we decided to do is if you actually went into your email yesterday, I shared a link to a freebie, a free blog post. I'm going to take a look and find that right now to show you. But we added a little something extra. So firstly, the only way to get this is to find your email and to click on the link in there, and then you'll go to a download page which will send you two different things. It'll send you a free blog post and then a surprise thing as well. Now, the blog post is one that you can use. It's kind of an extra blog post, but it's going to set things up for you to actually promote the course. And it's why should you start a freelance business? So it's all the benefits in there. And this is another great thing for live streams, and it's already kind of summarized in some ways, but you could run it through the summarizer tool and you get some other information there, some other things to share. So this is the bonus blog post all ready for you to do whatever you want with. And that, again, you have to go into your email and go to the download page. And the other surprise thing we put in there at the very last minute is a checklist. So what I decided to do was go into the course and create a checklist that kind of follows the course of everything you need to do to start your own freelance business. So this is just a freebie in general that'll get you set up. It kind of follows the Trello board a little bit, not in as much detail. That Trello board is your action guide set up as a digital, almost like a project management tool, but a digital action guide with checklists for each module of the course. So it follows along. So I took that and made different things. So if you remember, if you were listening at the very beginning of the live stream, I talked about the different modules. And you had identifying your niche and target audience. So there's the different checklist items here. There was get a handle on your finances. So there are checklist items there. Setting up operations. So you have like make it official, the different things, researching your requirements in your country, registering your freelance business in your location, opening a business bank account. So all these different items in here. Here, maybe you can see it better this way. Developing your brand, so different items in there. So it's it's a little more detail. And again, you can use this to work with your clients, to promote your course, to use it as a lead magnet. I really like the idea of using it with your clients. So if you if you sign up a client, or say you sign up a student to your course, you can upsell, actually working it through with them. So they would get the checklist and you'd work through one-on-one. So that's a possible upsell. Of course, it's a more detailed lead magnet. So you could have one of those intro little live streams about why to start a freelance business, and then, or using the challenge. And then at the end, as a bonus for going through the whole thing, give them the checklist. And then say, hey, in my course, we're going to actually work through all these items and go through in detail. I'm going to hold your hand step by step as you go through this and set up your freelance business. So you could try and do it all on your own. Here's the checklist. that covers everything. And it's not like those useless checklists that people give out as lead magnets that really give you nothing at all. And you get it and you say, oh, this is a waste of time. I can't do anything. And why would I sign up for your course when you've given me nothing? When you promised me that you'd give me a checklist and I got nothing. This actually has some meat to it without giving away everything. So I'm sure you've experienced that, Sarah, where you get something that where somebody promises they're going to teach you something.
Oh, don't get me started on that. When I was in the I need a grown-up brand phase, which was about 3 years from 2013 to 2016, I signed up for everything. And I've had people say, complete branding blueprint. And I think, gosh, they're going to send that out for opt-in. So I'd opt in and I'll be sent this one-page document. And I look at that and it says, like, get a logo, choose your brand colours, make a mood board. And I'm like, really? People are raving about this? And then they'd be in their Facebook group saying, I got 700,000 people to subscribe for this. And I'm thinking, really? Really? People subscribe for that? But, you know, that's
because they didn't know what they were getting.
No, they didn't know what they were getting, and what they got wasn't particularly valuable. And one of the reasons that I've been with Content Sparks as a customer since they started, when you were business content PLR, was because the content was proper content as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't something that hinted at something. It gave them the burger as well as the bun. And there's nothing worse than thinking you're getting a burger when you actually get like a tiny bacon thin. Do you have bacon in America? Bacon thin.
Are you kidding me?
Rasher, and being told it's like the equivalent of a Big Mac, and you get it and there's like a rasher of meat inside and all this bun, and you just think, that is not a Big Mac. That's just a slither of meat. That's not what I wanted. I mean, it might be nice. It might be the best meat you've ever eaten, but you can't taste it because it's all bun. And I hated content like that. So when I found Sharyn, and it was meaty content with meaty lead magnets that enabled people to see where they could go to in the future and what they could do, I was all in. And I'm still here a century later, because it is really good stuff. And it is so good that you can break it down. If you wanted to have a less meatier one, it would still give incredible value. Because I don't know about you, I can only speak for myself, that if somebody comes onto my email list, I want to give them really good value. I want them to say, that's Sarah Arrow. She really knows her stuff. She's really helped me. And they can't say that if I just give them a one sheet saying, make a mood board, choose some brand colours, get a logo. You need to give them a little bit more than that. And when you do that, you have really loyal fans. You have people that are with you for a long time. Like I've been here, part of the furniture now.
Side by side, my right hand. To my
left now.
Actually, left. You're to my right today. The key with this particular program, how to start your own freelance business, is to give enough so that people can get started without overwhelming them. So it's very easy with any of your courses to go overboard. You know, our inclination, your inclination as coaches and course creators is to just put everything in. You say, well, they need to know that and they need to know this, and wait, they're going to want to do that as well, and every single marketing tactic, and putting it all in there. And then people do nothing. They go into analysis paralysis. It's too much to do, and they stop and they freeze and they never go anywhere. So your biggest challenge, and what we focus on in every single one of our courses, is to give enough that they can get results and not more than that, which is why we put some of the stuff in an upgrade, or there's overlap in some courses. That ideal customer stuff, people have to always be doing that over and over. They forget, their ideal customer changes. You know, people say, wait, what's the difference between this course and this course? There's overlap. That's because people can only do one set of things at a time. So freelance business is a perfect example of one of those starter ones for somebody who just wants to get a business kicked off, earn some extra on the side. And you can set that up and help them and then move on to other things. So try not to cram. If you do cut a lot of customizing with this, try not to cram a lot of different things in here. So for instance, with the business plan aspect, I think, Scott, you were talking about that. For somebody starting out as a freelancer, don't make the business plan too complicated, or they won't get much of anywhere. They can start out really simply, set up their business, get a few clients, and then you can help them focus on the future and what else they want to achieve as they start growing and what their ultimate goal is. Is it a lifestyle business that they want to have, that freedom business, or do they want to start and grow and maybe eventually outsource to other freelancers or just manage them? Or it's like a virtual assistant who starts out as their solo virtual assistant, but then they start farming out up to other people, outsourcing, and eventually teaching people how to be a virtual assistant. So there are a lot of opportunities there. Please just don't overwhelm. And Sonia said, thanks for the freebie. Great. Enjoy that. All right. So those are just my 2 cents on actually delivering the course.
Whilst you're here, if you've opened the emails that contain the blog post for the last couple of weeks, if you click the link to the blog post and go and visit it, you'll get a follow-up email giving you a free piece of PLR that you can use. It's an amazing infographic that you can open out in Canva and customize. But if you don't go and visit the blog post,
how did I not know about this?
If you don't go and visit the blog post, you don't get that extra email. You don't get your additional free little bit of content. So if you're on this call, not only do you know to go and look in your spam or junk folder, or even just open yesterday's email and grab your free article, but you also know when the email comes on Saturday that you can click the blog post article, hop on over and read it. And by the time you've finished reading it, in your inbox will be an infographic for you that you can just open up in Canva and customize.
Okay, I didn't even know this existed, so I'm excited about doing this.
And nobody's mentioned it.
No, I didn't. This is for this Saturday, the new blog post coming out. Okay, so yesterday's email, you want to make sure you open up, click on the link to go to the freebie. So that is on a download page. That's a free blog post with that surprise checklist in there as well. And you have to do that because we want to make sure you're seeing the emails also. Because there were a few people that said the emails were going into spam. So make sure you look there as well, and then drag that into your primary or updates folder so you don't miss out. And then you'll be sure to see the blog post, the new blog post coming out Saturday, which, as Sarah said, apparently there's an infographic that you're going to get.
I can show you the infographic. I know because I published it earlier today.
Oh, okay.
I'm just...
Don't you just love it? The secrets we learn live.
Secret lives of your team.
That'd be a great marketing strategy. Yeah, the marketing strategy is, I'll let Sarah have free reign sometimes to my email, and I never know what's going to come out.
So I'm actually using the infographic. So yours won't look like this because yours will be in Content Sparks colors. You can see I've customized it to my brand colors. I've also changed the picture at the top.
Ooh, that's cute. That's from Canva, one of those spinning thing. Oh, and another one.
Yep. To get the spinning effect, you have to save your infographic as a GIF, and you can embed that into WordPress easily, just like you can an image. And you can see it's really interactive. And then I've got presented by Content Sparks because I'm actually promoting the product here.
Yay!
So if you are not going to buy it and teach it, and I think you'll be really silly not to, because it's a fantastic program. And I know I say lots of things are fantastic, but this is the top of the fantastic list, okay? You can grab the infographic. You just have to remember to open the email, click the blog post, you'll be sent the infographic, and you can customize it to your brand colors. You can even remove the Content Sparks bit off at the bottom if you want. I've left it there because I'm promoting it as an affiliate. And if somebody comes along and reads that, fantastic, brilliant stuff. I get myself some commissions. It pays for my programs. Yay! And you can do the same, or you can use it to promote your program. And you just get that for opening your email and clicking a link.
Yep. And use it in combination with the free blog posts that you have to look for from yesterday. I think I might add it. I think I have it in another email. I'll make sure it's in a PS. But if no one has any other questions, which I don't think you do, our time is up. But I'm always happy to stay if you have questions, or pop them into the comments. Again, this is the sales page, contentsparks.com/freelancebiz. There are the bonuses we talked about. There's one bonus we did not talk about, but you're going to have to look for it. And that is the one that comes with the upgrade pack. So if you get the Blaze package and the upgrade pack that has those module quizzes, then you'll also get some sales page copy. So that can guide for selling your course, this particular course, and there are places to customize it to your audience and your story and stuff. So that'll help. You don't want to have the same sales page as everybody else. So what we do is we give you the copy and places where you would customize to make it unique to you. And that is the only other thing. And I'm not going to tell anybody else anything. So just because so just put any other questions in here or send them to our support@contentsparks.com. and let us know what you think of the new course, all right? And who you end up teaching it to, okay? All right, take care, everybody. Talk soon.